guys, so today I wanted to show you, if you choose to do the sensory portion of the math activity, how you might go about doing that. So the sheets that were sent to you looked like this, and then another sheet that had these people holding the digital clock. And those are the ones that you want to cut apart. This sheet does not get cut apart. So you leave this is kind of like your game board, and then you cut apart all the little people and their digital clocks. Then all I did to make my sensory part to this is I took some rice and some food coloring, and I poured it into just a small Tupperware container. You don't need something real big. And I put a few drops. I decided to do a couple of different colors. It kind of made me think of Eric Carle's painting when I added all the different drops in there. And then you drop it in there, and it'll only stay where you drop it. So you gotta shake it around once the food coloring goes in. And I do recommend giving it some time to dry before you stick the pieces in so that you don't get the excess food coloring on the game pieces. Once you have your sensory bin all set up, all you do is you take your little game pieces and stick them into the container like this. And it just adds an extra little element where they kind of have to dig through and find the pieces. We've done some activities like this with oatmeal. You can do it with beans. You can do it with popcorn kernels, anything that they kind of have to dig through. We've also used kinetic sand. Now, if you're going to use something like kinetic sand, I would recommend, if you have the chance, to laminate these. But anything else like beans and rice and corn, you can just stick the pieces of paper in there. And you can't really see it too much, but you can kind of see, if you bury them, then you can't see the digital clock at the bottom. So it makes it a little bit harder. They're not looking for a certain time. They just have to pick. So you dig through. You pick up a card and you read what the clock says, the digital clock. So this one says 7:00, which we learned was o'clock. So it's 7 o'clock. Then I go to my game board, and here's the tricky part, because this is the hard clock to read, right? So I'm going to look around, and I'm going to be looking for the hour hand is 7. Remember, is the hour hand the short or the long? It's the short one. So I'm going to be looking for the short hand pointing towards the 7. And when it's o'clock, the long hand is pointing to 12. So I'm looking for short hand at 7 and the long hand at 12. And when I find that on my board, I got it right here, I'm just going to place my person on top of that clock. And the goal is just to fill the whole board with the digital clocks on top of the other clocks. Good luck!